So one of the bizarre controversies of the last week is Caitlin Clark, who is the WNBA's only nameable star. Here, for example, is WNBA team owner Sheila Johnson. Here she is, ripping Caitlin Clark and the fan base for liking Caitlin Clark, saying it's only because Caitlin Clark is white.
Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we have? Because when you just keep singling out one player, it creates hard feelings. And so now you're starting to hear stories of racism.
Caitlin Clark is a trailblazer revolutionizing the sport with her unprecedented impact.
And I don't want to hear that. We have got to operate and become stronger as a league and respect everybody that's playing and their talents.
Hey, you're not putting the entire WNBA on the cover because not everybody can fit and nobody knows who any of those people are. By the way, 31% apparently of the entire Washington Mystics ticket sales this year came in 2 games. I will give you a guess as to which player was featured in those 2 games.
Her impact extends well beyond statistics. She's transforming the way people view women's basketball. Each game she plays attracts more viewers, and the excitement continues to build.
What the men get paid. We're asking to get paid the same percentage of revenue shared.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Got it. So that's a huge misconception.
That's a huge misconception.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah, because every video is like, oh, this person gets paid this person gets paid that, right?
So I want to be really clear about that. Like, I don't think I should get paid the same as LeBron.
Right.
But the percentage of revenue, like, for example, they sell my jersey in Mandalay Bay, I don't get a dime.
You don't get any money from jersey sales?
That's crazy.
In the NBA, they have percentages of revenue shared for the players, right? So jersey sales, obviously their TV contracts. You see these every year, these contracts get bigger and bigger and bigger, right?
Yeah.
Massive.
But that's because their CBA, it negotiates where if the owners are making certain types of money, they get that as well.
Got it.
In the WNBA, that's not the case.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a more rational request, at least. The only problem is the WNBA, until Caitlin Clark, had no revenue.
That growing excitement is driving significant revenue, with merchandise sales soaring by 500%. Such a level of influence is impossible to ignore.
And cheering. This is treatment that Caitlin Clark is receiving for very specific reasons. I think we really need to focus on the race part of all of this, because I do believe that if Caitlin Clark were this amazing and she were not white, nobody would have an issue with it. They probably would be propping her up, celebrating her greatness. And another question that I keep asking myself when reading the coverage on this is, what would happen if the roles were reversed? What if this was a bunch of white players and there was another player who entered the league of Caitlin Clark's stature and she was black and she was getting this type of treatment? I mean, you can only imagine the outrage that would ensue. But because Caitlin Clark is white, because it's the idea of this reverse racism that people want to turn a blind eye to, nothing's being.
Caitlin Clark is reshaping the sports world in ways we've never seen before. Her influence extends far beyond her performance on the court, as she's changing how people view women's basketball. Every time she plays, the excitement around the sport grows, drawing in more viewers and generating significant buzz. This enthusiasm is translating into impressive revenue, with merchandise sales increasing by 500%, a clear sign of her growing influence. But the real question is, how sustainable is this? Is it just a fleeting moment, or is something more significant taking place? While Clark is undoubtedly a catalyst, her rise is sparking broader interest in the sport. The soaring ticket prices are a clear indication that people are starting to see women's basketball in a new light. Fans aren't just purchasing tickets, they're investing in the future of the game, and this could be a pivotal moment for women's sports as a whole. Caitlin Clark's popularity is not just benefiting basketball, it's creating new opportunities and reshaping perceptions across the entire industry. Her increasing prominence is drawing attention from media outlets, leading to larger sponsorships and a growing fan base. This effect isn't limited to basketball alone. There's a rising interest in women's professional sports in general. More fans are becoming excited to follow emerging stars, marking the beginning of a new era. Caitlin Clark is proving that one athlete can change the course of an entire sport, both on and off the court. As we witness her journey, it's clear that women's basketball is entering an exciting new chapter. The real question remains, how far can it go? With ticket prices reflecting her influence and a rapidly growing fan base, we're seeing just the beginning of what's to come. Caitlin Clark is driving excitement, funding, and media attention, opening up doors for other players and showing the world the incredible potential of women's sports. Clark is also making waves in the endorsement world, securing a groundbreaking $13 billion deal. This partnership is a game changer, and it's stirring conversation throughout the basketball community, particularly among other WNBA players. AJ Wilson, for example, is capitalizing on the moment with a special collaboration to launch signature Caitlin Clark basketballs, creating an exciting new product for fans to enjoy. This partnership, along with the basketball's quick sellout, demonstrates the powerful combination of Clark's on-court talent and her ability to connect with fans. This major deal signifies a significant shift in the landscape of women's sports, as it signals that female athletes are now commanding the attention and respect they deserve in both sports and business. Caitlin Clark's influence is expanding beyond the court, reshaping not just basketball, but the entire sports industry. The future is looking bright, and we are witnessing a revolution in real time. With Clark leading the way, the impact on women's sports is just beginning.